While I have somewhat against MrBeast Squid Game in real life, I will be honest regardless. Like, how on earth did he even get to pull that off? I mean, MrBeast literally recreated the popular Squid Game series, bringing 456 people on board, as exactly done in a popular Netflix series, and having them play several games to compete for a whopping sum of $456,000. You know, everything there is about this YouTuber-Philanthropist amazes me. I have grown to so love him from watching almost all of the incredible content he has thus far created. But there is this one thing I feel is off about this particular video. Come to think of it, recreating this Korean psychological thriller, which became Netflix's biggest series launch ever, must have costed MrBeast a lot more fortune than anyone could have imagined for a YouTube video to be done. More reason why I feel he should have seized the platform to do much more than just give money. Like, how about blow some personality trumpets to ground worthy participants for further impact? When the real Squid Game series came out newly, it was literally on every lip, with the entire social space ringing and vibrating of people's favorite scenes and cast from the series. As a matter of fact, at the launch of this wild series, 142 million viewers were recorded to have launched the video. This is no doubt phenomenal. Shockingly, MrBeast's YouTube version of this popular Netflix series is the one everyone is talking about right about now, having racked over 42 million views in its first 24 hours, then over 100 million views in its first 4 days, climbing up to over 142 million views in its first 8 days. And as at the time this review video was recorded, MrBeast Squid Game in real life has gathered over 280 million views, which is indeed spectacular. Squid Game in real life is definitely worth the hype because MrBeast put in so much work. For me, MrBeast is one of the most creative human alive, and for his imaginations, he gives them all the take to make realities out of them. For those who can relate, and for others who are yet to see the actual Squid Game series, here is the premise, quoting TechCrunch.com. If you are so deep in debt that you will never get out, why not fight to death for the chance to win unfathomable wealth? This is Director Wang's response to South Korea's debt crisis, but international viewers can relate. The US, who has $1.73 trillion in student debt, increasing by more than 91% over the last 10 years. If you are someone who fears that one bad dental visit could deplete your life savings, it is not hard to relate to these characters' desperation for quick cash. In Squid Game, therefore, it turns out that a ring of wealthy elites created the games for their own entertainment. With this thought in mind, why not pay poor people to fight to death if they agree to the terms of the game? In Amanda Sieberlin's opinion on TechCrunch.com, MrBeast video did the same thing as a popular Netflix series, but in a far less extreme way. He gave out large sums of money to ordinary people, entertained millions of viewers with his brand of performative philanthropy, then reaps the financial benefit of their attention. According to her, predictably, MrBeast's Squid Game lacked the emotional resonance and suspense that made the Netflix show so compelling. Since there is nothing at risk for the participant, the stakes feel about as high as a daytime rerun of Wheel of Fortune. But Donaldson has pioneered and perfected this style of YouTube content. Do something outrageously absurd and people will watch, because on YouTube, time watched is money. However, the cost to capture users' attention when pursuing this model requires an increasingly heftier investment over time. During our research on MrBeast's Squid Game in real life, we stumbled on the thought of Hussein Kesvani, shared on the site Polygon.com, and we deemed it a perspective worth sharing. About MrBeast's Squid Game in real life, he has this to say. On one hand, MrBeast's version of Squid Game missed the point of the series. The show is a firm critique of hypercapitalism, in which innocent childhood games are turned into life or death matches where the poor and needy perform for the entertainment of wealthy observers. While the stakes aren't that high in MrBeast recreation, it does actively put friends against each other to raise tensions, and several contestants are competing for the cash prize in order to help their families out of tricky financial situations or to pay hefty medical bills. While MrBeast may have perfectly imitated Squid Game's set designs, that's about as far as it went in engaging with the series' core ideas, more or less using set dressing to get millions of clicks. I so love the opinion of Sharon Rawls shared on the site report.com, talking about the success of MrBeast's recreation of Squid Game series. She said, MrBeast Squid Game isn't just extremely successful. Many in the tech industry are heralding it as a blueprint for the future. John Ushei, YouTube's former head of creator product marketing and now a consultant for NFT platform Origin, said in a since deleted tweet that MrBeast Squid Game not only outflanked the original Squid Game in views, but was also cheaper and easier to make and distribute. This hyper-efficient model of producing monetizable content for tech platform, Ushei argued, is the promise of the creator economy. About the creator economy, Sharon Rawls shared, as it grows, so will its demand for continuous content in order to sustain it, and it won't take long until it is saturated with derivative imitations of pop culture franchises, only to be met with reaction-based content and imitation of the same imitations, which we cannot help but agree with. Sharon, speaking about content creation, said quite a lot, which I would love us to consider, even as information is a really big part of Net Explosive's infotainment idea. MrBeast Squid Game in real life is nothing new, she said. Platforms like YouTube and TikTok have been filled with influencers performing their own real-life Squid Games, as are video games like Roblox and Minecraft. Squid Game merchandise, manufactured by poor workers in sweatshops and warehouses, was the top-selling costume trend in 2021 Halloween. MrBeast is far from the only person to misunderstand the theme of Squid Game or to incorporate his aesthetics into his own commercial branding. MrBeast's Squid Game video is mostly the logical conclusions of the creator economy, which prioritizes instantaneous and ephemeral content over original, experimental idea or format. I make a living as a content creator, said Sharon, and this has been evident to me for some time. On YouTube, there are endless reactions video, literally content responding to content that receives hundreds of thousands of views. Meanwhile, as the podcasting space also finds its way onto YouTube, some creators have found that they can rack up just as many views, likes, and shares by putting out long-form podcasts in video form. These videos can be shortened into TikTok, Instagram Reels, and other highly shareable content. As this readily producible content proliferates, some creators have realized that the fastest way to achieve growth is to be featured with other high-volume creators who are making similar contents. These days, much of the top-performing videos on platforms like YouTube aren't necessarily new or innovative, or even from fresh unheard of voices. Instead, they are more of an amalgamation of fan bases of creators who are wealthy enough to be able to run an entire content production apparatus. As Motherboard's Gita Jackson puts it, there is no shortage of people who make original art and put it online, but the internet is dominated instead by people who can take advantage of existing properties and fan bases. This is not to say that such content isn't valuable or that MrBeast videos don't deserve to exist, but this promise of the creator economy seems to prioritize reactionary content over original art. As Jackson notes, it took 10 years for Squid Game creator Wang Dong-hyuk to get the show made, when it isn't just conflating the two. It's also worth noting that all this is increasingly mediated by tech. The original Squid Game exists in part because of the money available to Netflix due to its valuable algorithmic technologies. At a time when it is easier than ever for tech companies to profit off of art, both through platform monopolies and technologies like NFTs, artists are more vulnerable than ever. If the creator economy is inevitable, it should be the creatives, not those simply responding to them as quickly as they can, who reap the rewards. This really wowed me, guys, because I myself gleaned a lot from Sharon's perspective, which in reality happens to be nothing but the truth. In all of these, therefore, you all must have seen the somewhat I told of earlier that I had against MrBeast Squid Game in real life. And to these somewhat in discourse, quite a lot of creators are guilty of it, myself inclusive. Back to Amanda Sibalin's piece about MrBeast recreation. Under the subtitle Going Big Until You Can't Go Bigger, she shared quite a lot of eye-opening facts for content creators, which help put a lot of things into perspective. We should consider what this amazing subtitle spoke about. In Donaldson's video, How I Gave Away $1 Million, the creator explains how he got started with making this sort of content when Squid, a digital collectibles app, offered him a $10,000 brand deal for a video. He filmed a video giving the $10,000 to a homeless person, and then Squid kept paying him to make more videos, so it snowballed from there. Today, some of his most popular videos include even larger investments, like I ate a $70,000 golden pizza, last to leave the circle win $500,000, and donating $100,000 to streamers with 0 viewers. In September, MrBeast told the creator-focused YouTube channel Colin and Summer that he spends $4 million every month to make his videos, and while some outperform his expectations, other videos don't. He said that his video, I Sold My House for $1, costed over $1 million to make, but he recouped less than $500,000 from ad revenue, and sponsorship money didn't make up the difference. But as long as some videos do better than he expected, a slightly less viral video here and there won't kill him. Once you know how to make a video go viral, it is just about how to get as many out as possible. He told Bloomberg last year, you can practically make unlimited money. Forbes estimated that Donaldson made $24 million on YouTube between June 2019 and June 2020. YouTube isn't his only income source. He also runs a ghost kitchen called MrBeast Burger, streams on Twitch, and collaborates with a number of brands. But he said in an interview with fellow viral star Logan Paul that he puts most of his income directly back into his videos. If I make $3 or $4 million a month, I just spend it on videos the next month, Donaldson said. We literally have like razor thin margins and just reinvest it all. The problem with this clickbait model is that viewers become desensitized to these high budget YouTube videos, which requires creators to keep upping the ante. Amanda Sibalin went further to tell of the comedian Demi Adejuyibe about how he also encountered this issue with his yearly videos in which he dances to September by Earth, Wind and Fire. In his viral video in 2016, he simply danced in his bedroom wearing a homemade shirt that read Sept 21 on the front and That's Today on the back. The following year, he got some fancy balloons. Then in 2018, he enlisted the children's choir, and in 2019, he hired a mariachi band. You get where all of this is going, right? In 2021, he decided he wasn't going to make any more videos because it is altogether time-consuming and challenging to keep getting bigger and better every year. So he went all out one last time and ended up raising over $1 million for charity from fans. But these September videos aren't Adejuyibe's bread and butter. Going viral might have helped him get noticed in Hollywood though. In between plotting each year's September videos, he earned writing credit on shows like The Good Place and The Late Show with James Corden. A fashion and beauty creator, Safiya Naigad, is another example. She first developed a following as a video producer at BuzzFeed. but left to invest in her own channel and retain more independence. Niger differentiated herself in the beauty space by doing bad makeup experiments like melting all my nude lipsticks together or mixing all my foundations together. Over a year, this escalated to melting every candle from Bath and Body Works together and melting every lipsticks from Sephora together. For the latter video, she used more than 600 lipsticks, and with Sephora lipstick prices ranging from around $10 to $50, Niger's bill was so expensive that she filmed the Sephora cashier calling her bank to verify the purchase. But once you buy every lipstick at Sephora, you can't really push further. Now, Niger updates our YouTube channel with almost 10 million subscribers only once or twice a month, though she started posting on Instagram Reels and TikTok every few days. Sometimes, even a TikTok might require a pricey purchase. In one popular TikTok, Niger styles Balenciaga's $1,350 store heels. Still, that is a small purchase compared to buying 117 Bath and Body Works candles or 600 Sephora lipsticks. Creators like Niger and Adejuribe have been able to pivot away from these high cost, sometimes low reward content, but MrBeast's high budget videos are his lifeblood. He can't stop making more and more extreme content if he wants his channel to remain at the top of the YouTube food chain. Oh wow, it has no doubt been an information loaded journey from the very first second of this really mind-blowing video, and like myself, I hope you all have gleaned a thing or two, ranging from our very own perspective first of all, and then moving on to the views of several brilliant minds from several places. This is no doubt a video that should go as viral as possible, so do all to share it as wide as you can. If you love it, don't forget to like video and share your thoughts. Finally, hit the subscribe button and turn on that notification bell. Thanks a million for watching this video, guys. For your entertainment and to keep you always informed is why we exist. Therefore, infotainment will the culture ever be, and net explosives to the world.